Hello, YouTube. This is Jay Coder back with another stream. And today I'm going to be starting an app where I would like to build an AI image generator app where it's going to most likely be multiple parts. Today we're going to work on starting the UI, but yeah, that's what I want to do for today. And if you like this sort of thing, please subscribe to the channel and like this video, comment. And without further ado, let's get started. So, what I have done here is I have already started a new Visual Studio project. And so it generated our main activity and so I created a new file. So I went and right clicked and went to new and then Kotlin file, and I named it image generate screen. So this is going to be our composable that will hold our UI components. So we need three things I'm gonna build real quick is the label for the generator, and then we need the actual text box with uh, where basically where the user can enter their prompt, where the user can enter the prompt, and then the button that will generate the image. All right, so if we can get these three things set up, then we should be well on our way to be able to add the other things in the future. Which what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an API call to, well, later I'm planning to do an API call to DALI in order to retrieve that image and display that image on the Android app screen. But that will be later. But for now, we're going to build the skeleton UI. And so basically, I'm going to do a composable, and so I'm gonna do a composable, and this composable I'm going to name image generate. And then basically, or, okay, so it's going to be image generate. Actually, I'll name that generator. And then this composable is going to take in a modifier because I'm going to split this into two composables, and then it's going to be a modifier, and then I'm going to have an on generate clicked. So basically we need a click listener for when the actual button is clicked. And when the actual button is clicked, then we need um, to do something with our text field string, but we're passing this in for later. Okay. And then after we have our two things we want to pass in, going to now implement the body. And so we need a variable that holds the prompt. So the prompt, the syntax will be this. We're using remember, uh, and then it's going to be mutable state of, and then we're going to have that blank at first, but um, but since we have the remember, it should not. Well, yeah, it should not have any composable or erasing the prompt issues, and a recompose erasing the prompt. We should have that with remember, but now I'm going to go ahead and implement a column containing um, the text label of the application. So I'm gonna go ahead and have that. So this is gonna take in a modifier, and I'm gonna have a padding, and of 16 dp, and then inside this column I'm going to have a text that's going to have our label. So inside this text, I'm going to put a AI image generator. All right. And so I have that. And now I'm going to see um, if we can go ahead and check this out. Well, actually, let me go ahead and do this, where I'm going to make the other composable. And this other composable is going to be, I'm going to name it the same as image generate screen. So this is going to be another composable. Well, I can just go ahead and okay, then I'm gonna put it down here, and this is gonna be another composable, and I'm gonna name it image generate generator screen, and then inside this, we're passing in, well, actually, this is going to be a function. And then, actually, I'm not passing anything in that. I'm implementing the body. And inside the body, for later, going to declare a scope. Remember quarantine scope. So this is going to be for later when we generate the logic to fetch the image. We need to have multiple threads, so that's why we need a um, remember quarantine scope, because we're gonna be launching a scope.launch in order to retrieve our information. So now the reason I did this is so that I can also call this guy the image generator, and then inside this guy I'm gonna have on generate. Gonna have that on generate clicked, and then we're gonna have a lambda with the prompt. So basically passing in the prompt into the new thread, which will be the scope.launch. And then inside the scope.launch is we're gonna so here is logic to generate the image from the API, etc. Okay, so we have that, and so now we have this passing in the things that we need there, and then now I'm going to see. So we have the var prompt here so far, and so this is going to need imported, import text composable, and then okay, let me go ahead and run this. And so now let's see here. It says the type variable t has no method get value, thus it cannot serve as a delegate. Let me see here. So the var prompt by remember, I might have let's see here. So var prompt by remember, and then we have that, and then any dot get value. Let me see here. What if I do this, and then for our remember, see here, unresolved reference, remember, okay, so see here, remember, and then I have to make sure I choose the proper one for this situation. Let me see. So, okay, and then we rerun. Expected and expression. Let me see. So, inside the, remember, this actually is not going to be here. And then what if I delete that there again? Then let's try that. And then I'll resolve reference remember. Delete this remember again. Then I'll rewrite it. And then remember. Then try this one. Then any dot get create extension function. Let me see. So that's not the right. Remember. Remember. Let's see. So just 1 second. Let me see. So, so we have this. Oh, oh, I see. I have mutable list of. I actually meant to say mutable state of. Oh, okay. And then I make sure to have this Android x.compose.runtime.remember. And then let me go ahead and check that. Okay. So mutable state of that, and then var prompt by, and then okay. Yeah, and that's the tricky thing sometimes about compose is getting the correct imports to appear so that everything can be working smoothly. Okay, it ran without issues. I need to call my actual screen inside my main. So inside my main activity, I need to call my image generator screen. Then let me go ahead and run that. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch over the screen to my emulator so that you guys should be able to see that. So, okay. So, all right. So we have the AI image generator here. And so I just wanted to uh, work out the issues so that we can get it working here. All right. Now, let us go ahead and add the input field and also the button. So let me go ahead and switch back to our code. Let's see. Our code right there. Okay. All right, now after that, what we need is so we have our text label right there, and then after our text label, inside our column, I'm going to go ahead and add a add a space between this and our between this and our next element. Okay. It's gonna be 16 dp, and then let's go ahead and add the text field. And then for the value, it's going to be our prompt. For the on value change, it's going to be this. It's going to be It's going to be observing our prompt basically to see what changes in there, and that's how you write that. And then thirdly, we are going to put a label within our text field, and this label is going to say enter your prompt. Okay, so after that, what we need is another space, basically the same amount of space. And then after this space, I'm going to add the button. So this is going to be button. This is going to be on click. And then this is going to be, we're going to have our on generate clicked. And we're passing in our prompt there so that it can be ready to be processed. And enabled, basically the button will not be enabled if the prompt is blank. We cannot submit a blank prompt. And then inside this button, we are going to name it with a label, which the text will equal generate image. Okay. And then that should implement our interface so far. And then let me go ahead and run this. Okay, so all right. So now let me go ahead and switch the screen and show you guys what what is what I have. Okay, and let's see, where's my emulator? All right. Okay, so this is, you know, the UI components that we need to generate our image, AI image generator. Enter your prompt and generate a peaceful ocean at night with a full moon. So, the idea is they enter their prompt into this text field and then they hit generate image and then boom, it should call the API, then retrieve the image from the API, the image URL, and then display the image here. But this is part one, and so I wanted to make sure we got the actual UI running that we need to be a starting point towards this project. And so, yeah, so I'm going to leave uh, the next part for next time. But I hope you guys learn something. Let me go ahead and show you guys the code real quick so that you can be caught up so far. So let me go ahead and switch back the view to the Android Studio. All right. So basically, what we have is we we created a new file to hold our composable. Mine is called image generate screen, and then within our file, I actually have two composables, one image generator and another image generator screen. And so basically, this image generator screen is calling the image generator composable and passing in this click listener so that we can be able to take this prompt and pass it to our future API within this scope.launch, which is a coroutine scope, because we need another thread to be able to access the API. And then after that, we pass in uh, the the listener, and then we actually have our prompt here um, that we're going to use. And then what we have is a column that contains our text label, AI image generator, and then a space, then our text field, which instructs the user to enter your prompt, and then a space, and then we have the button, which has the listener on it, listening for a click listener. Then, once it is tapped or once it is clicked, then it will take the prompt, and of course, um, this is waiting for it for that to happen so that it can take the prompt value and do what it needs to do with it, and then and then this is the button name, generate image, and it has the functionality to not be the button will be disabled until something is actually typed into the prompt. It will not submit a blank prompt. All right, so that's part one, and I hope you guys liked it and learned something. And if you guys like this kind of thing, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for our future videos. And as always, as I like to say, stay coding.